and drill the well bore, and that's there, I don't know, a couple weeks, whatever it is. It's a short amount of time, and then that goes away, and they come out the fracking rigs and fracking trucks and frack it. The point of this is the location to that farm and the size of that well pad. That land is designated for that purpose pretty much forever now. As long as they can get product out of the ground, that farmer will not use that land again. So overall, you can argue that you're putting in less wells, but the footprint of these is fairly large. Well pad, 5 to 10 acres, and there's typically some ponds, impoundment ponds, maybe fresh water. In Ohio, I don't believe there's been any waste pits put in. It is still legal. It is not in the law, they cannot do that. It is legal to do that. And we'll see some pictures coming up. There's an overview of another house in Pennsylvania, and that pond behind their house is an impoundment pond used in the process. It's pretty big. It's probably a freshwater. I don't know. But just the idea. You see, there's a house there in a pond, in a pool, and that's where they live, and now that's how they live. Just trying to give you a flavor of the impacts. Here's a pit here. This is labeled as flowback. It may be drill cuttings. It looks kind of small for flowback. I don't know. It was labeled as that. And the little comment about the frac fluid they talked about that they used to frac the shale. So it's got the chemicals in there that we don't really know because it's proprietary, like Coca-Cola. So there's chemicals in there and they get pumped down the ground, they go into the shale. Well, shale is naturally radioactive to some degree, black shale is. It also has other chemicals in there that are really bad for us. VOCs, it's BTEX, benzene, for example. It's harmful to humans at 5 parts per million. There's stuff in there that's extremely harmful. It's toxic. Just handling it is an issue. Handling 3 to 6 to 8 million gallons of it is an issue. There's always a chance for a spill or something to go wrong. When they do the frac job, a lot of the fluid will come back immediately. It's called flowback fluid. And it can be 15 to 50%. I suppose it depends on the well. There's a huge variance in that. So that comes back right away. And that'll have to be hauled away, typically to a Class 2 injection well in the state of Ohio and be pumped underground. Like they're doing now, but we've done that for a long time. That's not something that injection wells have been around a long time. And they're putting it back down where a lot of it came from. But there's problems there also. The comment about, when it comes down, so it goes down the hole, it's a mixture of various chemicals, some of them bad for you. Hits the shale, fracks the shale, and some of the stuff that's in the shale comes back up with the fluid. Black shale is radioactive because of uranium and the progeny, the daughters of that, which includes radium-226, which is soluble in water at those temperatures and pressures. So radium kind of likes it. So it picks up some radium and comes back a little radioactive. Depends on where you're at, if you can get actual data on the amount of radioactivity. New York State's done a lot of study on this. They've been trying to get their documentation right and the regulations right for 3 years. It's 1,500 pages long. They still don't have agreement that they're good enough. And one of the studies was done by a company that does radioactivity for a living. Some smart people, and they had measured some of the brine, 267 times the safe radioactive limit for drinking water. Now, obviously, this is not drinking water, but it was radioactive. I got the CNE numbers in the state of Ohio, that any agency can find any radioactivity above background. That's the answer that I continually get back when inquiring about the amount of radioactivity in the flowback fluid. Yet we're taking it into the state, into these Class 2 injection wells, and finding it in the ground constantly. It's just another unknown. Do some research on that, radioactivity of flowback fluid or brine or black shale.